Afternoon, everybody. How are we doing? Hope you're all well. I don't know if I managed to make it on time. I might be a minute late. I like to be fashionably late, you know that. Right, let's see who we got in. I think we had Tim in first morning. Morning to you, Tim, and Aaron. A hot and sunny Penzance. Well, it's sort of hit and miss here, Aaron. At the moment I'm looking at, and I've got a lot of grey cloud, but we sort of got bright spells keep coming up. Gets boiling hot, and then it goes cold again. So, yeah. Joe's in. Hi, Joe. Chris Milky. Hi, Chris. Martin. Catch you later then, Martin. Still got one beer left, Martin. One beer left I've got. Stormy and hot in Midwest US, Chris. Michael Hyde. Hi, Michael. Nixon. Patronics. Derek Cooper. Hi, Derek. Rob's radio channel. Hi, Rob. What else have we got? So Tim Barrett's in. Afternoon, Barrett. How are you? Rob Titheridge. Hi, Rob. Just catching up. See if I can get down quick. You never know. Mike Cass. Hi, Mike. Danish. Yawn. Yeah, I'm tired. I'm really tired this afternoon. Been down watching the darts and Mrs. Cruncher. Managed to watch a couple games, but it goes on till 4:30, I think. Or does it start again at 4:30? No, I think it goes on to 4:30. Or does... No, it starts again at 4:30. I'm confused because they've moved it all because of the football. Batteries at full charge. Well, the batteries I got in the mic I put in the other day, but they were fresh in, so I haven't used it since. I'm hoping they'll last. If not, I've got some more. It might do, Rob. We've got a lot of caps to do, though. An awful lot of caps. Afternoon, Bob. Hopefully no more surprises. I don't want any more surprises like that blimmin' keyboard last week. We haven't tested that, so we still don't know if that's any good yet. Afternoon, John. John Hurd. Multi. Hi, Multi. Yeah, Les is in. Afternoon, Les. Them are the grandkids, I think, because he got the orange ale today. Benji's in. 16 here, lots of rain tomorrow. It's been very rainy, isn't it, recently? I sound like I've got the sniffles, don't I? Anthony, good afternoon to you, mate. So we're not going to interfere with the football later, I don't think, because that's on at, is it 8 o'clock? I think it's 8 o'clock. I do want to get down and see some darts, though, so we'll have to see what our sort of finish is going to be today. But I'd like to try and get this recap today if I can. It's not the easiest of radios to recap. There's lots of SMD components. There's lots of shields have got to come off. It's a pain in the backside, to be honest. So it's not an easy radio to recap. Arctic Radio, how you doing, mate? You've got an SW55. Oh, good luck with that. Just get it done quick before all the muck comes out of the capacitors, all the electrolyte, and seeps into the board and kills your radio dead. Because they're a sod to repair once they're gone. St. Swithians. Is that St. Swithians Day, Benji? What does that commemorate? What can we do to have a day off tomorrow because it's St. Swithians, or is that the start of summer? I don't know. I don't know. Benji will tell us. I've got two SW55s in here to fix. One is Clint's, which I still haven't sorted yet. I must get back onto that because he's been waiting for ages for that. 8 PM. Les is down with the grandkids. Bizarre afternoon to you, mate. How are you? Or morning, not sure where you are, Bizarre. So I need to get something in to try and wake me. This is either going to wake me up or put me to sleep totally. So I mean, let's just get a finger. So pop a finger in, and this is going to help me do the recap. I've already got the desoldering tool fired up, ready to go. I've done some caps, but we've still got 30 odd left to do. So let's pull up a chair. Mods wise, there's not that many left to do really. I've popped in the audio cap mods as suggested by Adele, and you can find the audio upgrade kit on Adele's eBay page. I must put a link to that in the description. So I've been fairly busy, as I say. This morning I've done, I don't know how many caps I've done. I've probably done about 8 or 9 maybe. But we did the wide filter, didn't we? We did the wide filter, sorted that out, and we did an LED mod on it, and we messed about and repaired that board that got battery damaged. Hopefully that's okay now. It's looking all right. I did have a nosy at it this morning, and it's still in one piece. This is all set now. All the conductive paint's set on it. That's all gone off nicely. The only thing I'm not 100% sure is what LED I've put in there, because I've got a horrible feeling I've got some color changing LEDs in there, and when you put power on them, they change like lots of different colors rapidly. I'm hoping I haven't put one of those in. That'll be funny if I have. It'll be a pain in the neck because I'll have to take it all apart again, but yeah, that'll be funny if I've done that. It wouldn't surprise me at all. So anyway, cheers everybody. Rob's Radio Channel just became a sponsor. I thought you were a sponsor, Rob. 18 months, mate. Dave Rhodes, hi Dave. You got to take your finger in. And what was Benji's remarks on St. Swithians? What is that then? Oh, you're in the UK Bazaar, bro. David, how you doing, mate? 72 today, so happy birthday to you, David. Thanks for joining us on your birthday. Instead of going out for a big slap-up meal and lots of alcohol. Rob's been gifting people memberships. Thank you very much, Rob. Good man. Andrew Pitt we got. Bazaar. KW. Ain't easy being wheezy. Hi Thomas, how are you? And Susie? A good beach day today. Jim, hi Jim. 2001 with disco LED lights, I know. Describe it as a hot new feature. Yeah. I mean, I could check it. I've got all you need really is I've got power supply there, haven't I? But all you need is a little coin cell, isn't it? 3 volt, 2032, and stick one across that. I don't think they'll go pop. Let's just get one. Have we got just a cheapy one here? Yeah, I got some old cheap ones here somewhere. Just to try. Cheap old out of date one. Do you want to put one of our nice new GP ones in? Yeah, 3 volts CR2032. Look, we'll double check that I haven't put a multi-colored color changing battery in. I thought that when I put it in last week. I thought, oh, hang on a minute, I haven't, have I? It was these here, wasn't it, that I put in? Made in South Korea, 3.2 volts, 20 milliamps. Let's have a look, see if that is. If it is a colour changing one. I don't know how they make them colour changing, I do not know, but I suppose they're for like Christmas lights and that sort of thing. I'll tell you what, they make these bloody batteries hard to get out of the packets, don't they? Right, okay. Should be able to see by just sticking it across there. No, other way. No, it is a white one, that one. It is white. That's one way to test an LED quick, isn't it? Just get 2032. But say, I definitely have got some colour changing ones in here. Probably won't be able to find one now. It's not that one, is it? Oh no, that's a blue. Is that blue or is that one of the colour changers? It's definitely blue, that one. I didn't even know I had a blue LED. Huh, well maybe I've moved the colour changing ones then. Put them somewhere safely out of the way. Probably not. This is that one there. Yeah, there you are. Look. How do they do that? I mean, it just looks like a normal LED. There's no way you'd know that. But it's quite impressive. Look, it's like a disco going on there, look. Yeah. Bizarre. So yeah, I'm glad I didn't put one of those in. It would have been embarrassing, wouldn't it? You never know. Old Rob might have liked it. Mr. Rob Head. I don't know if Rob's in today. I haven't seen him yet. I'm sure he will be. Oh, the L305. Yes, that does work very well, doesn't it? And I've actually found an original old. I think you've got to go on the medium wave circle, and they sell a CD, a DVD for. It used to be a fiver with loads and loads of mods in it, and I've actually downloaded some of that today just to show you. But that I believe is a high pass filter. Let me see if I can find the document. I probably can't now, can I? I probably won't be able to find it now. I found loads and loads of information on modifications. They also suggest changing one of the audio caps on the switchboard. There's loads and loads of info about mods. It's just never ending. Really, you need to buy the disc and have a look yourself, because there is so much information. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be getting more from your Sony 2001D. So this is on that disc, written by Steve Witt. I think it was Les that showed me this originally. Is it medium wave circle, Les, that this is on? So this guy's written two of these. This is Getting Even More from Your 2001, and there's another one called Getting More from Your 2001. And he really goes into great depth on, you know, this is quite old. This is when they were first, well, not first out, but the later versions were 1990s. So memory wipeout battery squelch. Now that would be interesting, wouldn't it? Squelch. Remote cassette control now. I used to do that with one of my old scanners. I can't remember which one it was now, one of my receivers. Because I've got a Roberts cassette deck over there that's got a Vox on it, so it puts it into record mode as soon as it hears a signal. So say for example you were like dead keen on airband listening and you set your scanner on a particular channel, and then at the end of the day you just push the stop on your cassette deck, rewind it, you can hear all the messages on that channel that have gone on the whole day, but without the gaps in between, because it only records when you talk or when it hears speech. So that would be a useful thing. Remote cassette control. Tape audio output. SSB and sync detector. Binaural reception. The future. So there's lots of stuff in that. So yeah, this talks about a backup, and we're going to do this backup battery thing in the in it. We're going to put this what do we call it? Memory super cap even. God, get it out, Graham. What else have I got on here? 4 modifications. What's that one? Adjustable 10-year, medium AM, something like that. So yeah, there's lots of stuff. I mean, there's someone adding a medium filter look as well as the wide and narrow one. They've added one in between. So some fantastic stuff. Get the best. This is the get the best. So this is the very first one. What's the contents of this then? Hot rod in the 2001. Filter bandwidth, restricted tuning weight, range, receiver overload, reciprocal mixing, S-meter, VHF selectivity, tape audio output, battery with aerial socket, static damage. So there's lots and lots of info. I'm not going to read through it here, but I believe it's the medium wave circle that sell the DVD. Let's catch up. Mac Vision, how you doing, Mac? You made a pilgrimage to the Shepherd Neame Brewery, did you, Jim? Where'd you buy LEDs for Sony radios? It depends what LED you want and what radio, Rob, really, but they're all sort of just get a super bright LED. Some you need to put a resistor in, some you don't. A very distracting LED. Afternoon, Rolf. Did say you did, mate. It's here. I've got it. It's gone in. It's already gone in. Well, it's not quite gone in. I've got more to go in the glass yet, but. Oh, there you go. So it is the medium wave circle. Then we'll pull that up in a minute. We'll give him a bit of a shout out because it's definitely worth getting. So it's done as a download, by the way. Now I'll take Rob Head. There he is, mate. This is the man whose radio this is going to be, hopefully. A shortwave modulator. David, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. Good to see you, mate. You got to go to bed early tonight. You've been summoned. So let's pop onto the medium wave circle a minute. So there's a receiver review. Has it got anything there about... Ah, here we go. We've now replaced the CD and made the files available as a download. So if we look at this, let's go to screen again. Let's copy that in and pop that in the chat a minute. So if you go to this page now, so we come up with a receiver review of the 2001D. I don't know when this was written, but if you go down the bottom, there's a lot of info on it. Scanning function, sync, sensitivity, power consumption. Down the bottom here, we've got this they replaced the CD and made the files available as a download from the Circle website. So let's click on that. I don't know whether they've upgraded it to anything else. Yeah, so all of this, I've got all of this now, but yeah, looks like you've got a PayPal link there. Look. Payment contributes to the cost of bandwidth, service and the maintenance of the Circle's website. So there you go. Let's pop that one in as well in case anybody can't get to it off of the first link. So it's a direct link to the gonna sell your grandmother to pay for it. I haven't seen your latest videos, David. I've just been back to work now. It's even worse. My viewing time is even more hit upon now. Reduced, shall we say. Right, the finger is in the pot. It's in the tankard. And I've taken a bit of it in, but I'm going to take some more. So cheers, everybody. Right, let's bin some of this out. Right, we need to crack on and make a continuation of this mega recap. So say there's two boards to recap. I've done one. So the board here, I've done. That's now recapped, apart from one cap, which is this one down here. I am on the right screen, aren't I? Let me just check. No, I'm on the wrong screen. God, yeah. You know, you've got to push the buttons, haven't you? No worries, Arctic. Well worth downloading, mate. The bell lights up, that's good. The bell lights up. Gotta have the finger, David. So yeah, this cap here, this last one, it's suggested in a couple places that this is changed for a bipolar cap. Now, One says 470, but I've just read an article that suggests that you change that one. It's a blue one. You change it for 2,200 microfarad. So interesting. So I haven't got one of those. Up on the top row. Yeah. Wow. So I'm trying to find the article that suggests this. Is it that first one? 4 modifications. Yes, it's this one here. It's in this article here, and this again, this is on that download for £3. So really, you ought to download this. It's well worth it if you've got one of these sets, or even if you do repairs on them, or if you want to modify something else, because I mean a lot of the stuff that you read in this for modification would work on other radios of the same sort of era. So he's got 4 modifications. He's got a handle for the radio. I'm not sure that I'd need a handle for a 2001D. I mean, it's got a carry strap, but maybe you want a handle, I don't know. This is interesting, and I must have a look at that. An additional filter. So keeping the narrow and the wide one and sticking one in between. That's interesting, because maybe the one that we've put in could be a medium filter. I don't know. Adjustable attenuator for use when connecting external aerial, and this is the one that I'm going on about. Replacement of the audio output coupler for better sound on the internal speaker. So yeah, this talks about the different filter and where to put it. It looks like it's switched somehow. It's not a very good picture, that. Might have trouble doing that. Diode switching filters, that's interesting. Anyway, we're getting waylaid again, aren't we? External antenna accessory. So yeah, that's the standard sort of 4 and 418 modification. More bass from the stock speaker then. I thought, they got a pretty good tone anyway, but apparently this bit here, so changing it from a polarized electrolytic to a 2200 microfarad 6.3 bipolar electrolytic. It says the increased capacitance helps the low end response, and the bipolar nature cap helps the distortion. Further improvements could be made working backward through the audio chain, replacing the standard electrolytics of bipolar units better suited to audio. So I have put some bipolars in here as per Adele's recommendations in his audio kit. That does come with a couple bipolar caps which I've put in, but it doesn't come with this final one. So I must get some of these to experiment with. I'm going to get some 470 6.3 bipolar, and I'm going to get one of these 2200 bipolars. Again, they're not in that some voltage. They're not really commonly available. I think Mouser's the only one that's got this one. You can buy it online if you want to pay about £3 a cap on eBay, but if you buy them in bulk from Mouser, they don't cost anywhere near as much. So I say this is interesting. Again, I'm not an audio guy, but I know some of you are, and there's a lot of people changing these polarized caps, especially in things like high-end tape decks, high-end tape equipment, high-end audio equipment, they're changing to bipolar, especially the Nichicon, what are they called? UES, Muse. The Nichicon Muse range is the most popular one, the green coloured ones. Not cheap, but apparently it does do it. It is the business. So that's Steve from Oakham Drive in York, PA. Is that Philadelphia or I'm not sure what these abbreviations mean for US people. But there you are. That explains that cap down there. That we will. I mean, I'm going to pop a normal 470 in there for now. But so I'm going to order in some 470s and a 2200. I've got some small 2200s, but not a bipolar one. So let's catch up. Dave's videos are the business, and we must get something else over to Dave. I've got some ideas of things to get Dave's brain working overtime. Afternoon, Ben. How are you? And Sandra. No worries. I'm usually late anyway, Sandra, so don't worry about that. Yes, it is bizarre. I believe it is. Does it say C301? Where is it? Yeah, it doesn't say which one it is, but I believe it is that one. There's another article here in the Kiwa mods. Let me just get that up. No, where is it? It's this one here. Now this is from Kiwa. Now I've got this from the Group's IO 2001D group, or 2010-2001D group. And it clearly says there, look, C301 replace the 470 electrolytic with a 470 bipolar cap. And it talks then about this memory backup cap. It talks here, the jack board, C301. So I think it's not going to make a lot of difference to the audio. I wouldn't have thought putting another 470 in. It might clean it up a little bit. Apparently it reduces distortion or something, having a bipolar in there. But certainly what they're saying is a 2200 microfarad would increase the lower end, the bass side of the spectrum. So I don't know what they're suggesting for a memory capacitor, but I can't remember which one it is. I think I put a 0.047 in, or 0.47 farad. Again, I've got some pictures of that. Ah, 0.22 even. So that's the one that I normally put in, and this is to go across the two AA batteries, because if a radio gets knocked, or you take too long to change them over, say you take them out and then you hunt around and you can't find a battery, you've got to go looking for it, all of a sudden you've lost all your memories. If you've got one of these in, it will hold it for quite some time. I can't remember what the time is now, but it's quite a considerable amount of time. So we're going to do this to this one as well. Right, that's enough waffle. We need to get some stuff done, don't we? Sounds like a lot of audiophile nonsense. Well, you don't know till you try it, do you, Bizarre? I think really you'd need an audio analyzer to get the truth. You got tinnitus, so you don't need to invest in better caps. Yeah, I think they're just looking to get the most out of the speaker, Bob. That's what they're aiming for. Yeah, I think you should, David. We're going to give you a challenge. You definitely need to do an R707 or something like that. I've had a nightmare with that one again. I put it all back together, and I just wasn't happy with the audio on it. It just didn't sound quite right. So I bit the bullet and I pulled it all apart again yesterday and pulled the module out yet again and popped another one in. So yeah, definitely Nick is the audio man, isn't he? Or Simon's pretty good with audio stuff. X-Ray Tony did a video recently on different caps. Did he really? Audio is very good, isn't it, Bizarre, on the 2001D? I think it tastes nice. Where's the bloody goat gone? I should think so too. Yeah, it's just purely for the internal speaker, Anthony, by the sounds of it. All these things are controversial, aren't they? I mean, it's just things that people have done to make it better for themselves. You know, they want the audio different, so they change it. I mean, we discovered in that set the other day, didn't we, that someone had changed the audio cap and it did sound horrible, so we changed it back to normal and it worked fine. It sounded a lot better. That was in that Sky Queen, wasn't it? Someone messed about and put the wrong cap in that. Cheers, David. Thanks, Rob. And thanks, Chris. I think we can all reply to the super chat by hitting the little speech button. It's quite good. I think it is, Aaron. I mean, some people might. I mean, I personally do like a deep sort of more mellow sound rather than harsh. I don't like harsh sounding audio. I know sometimes it depends what you're listening to. You know, on the side of the 2001D, I think you've got something that's, I can't remember what it says now. It says something like, is it on the side of this? It's on the side of the bottom piece. It's usually something like news, music, and standard or something like that, isn't it? It's usually a three-way switch. The switches caps. It must be switching capacitors. So yeah, I did all the audio mods as per Adele on Jim's 2001D. Look, and there's proof for you that it does improve it, because Jim has got a lot of radios, does a lot of shortwave listening. The other thing that I've been a bit done a little bit of head scratching is this transformer up here, T301. Now I think it was Bizarre. I think it was you that said about trimming the gain pot. Now there's nothing in the servicing instructions whatsoever that mentions this pot here, T301. But if I get the circuit up a minute, let me just find the circuit, because there's no instructions on it, but I don't know whether you'd trim that for maximum. Let's go to the older circuit diagram, because that's got a better a better copy of the schematic on it. So it could be that we're going to need to tweak that, because someone might have been in there and just twisted that around a bit to try and make it better, and actually made it worse. That's usually what tends to happen, isn't it? It's not mentioned anywhere that that transformer, but it obviously it is in the signal path. It is in the signal path. Some corrections. This is quite a good manual, this. Just trying to find the schematics, and they're right down the bottom of this massive document. Here we go. Is that schematics or board layouts? That's board layouts. So you've seen enough of that board layout after last week's effort. Sync board. We don't want the sync board, we want this one here. That's the layout. Schematic, here we go. Right, let's move over this way a little bit. So here's our T301. So this is our ferrite. This is our ferrite RF amp for the ferrite rod, basically. So it looks to me like the signal comes out of here, goes through this transformer T301, out, up through all the switching, and then back down to here to the main AM RF amp. So the signal passes through this. So if this is screwed back, it will restrict the signal. But there's no information anywhere that says how to trim this. So, you know, do you trim it for maximum output? Because this is the inductor we lifted is L305 over here, and that is definitely a known modification for these. That definitely increases the performance for medium wave and long wave. I think Arctic has done it on his radio and said it worked wonders. As I say, you can usually gain a few S points by lifting that one on medium wave and long wave, but through the ferrite. So yeah, it looks to me like that is a sort of trimmer that would increase the signal through this part of the circuit. I don't know if anybody else has got any comments on that. Let's just pull the chat up on here a minute while I'm, if my chat's still there. Thanks, Ben and Sandra. Oh, you've got an SW1 arriving. I've got a couple of those here. One I've done that's not in brilliant condition. It's okay. I've got another one that's in excellent condition that I haven't done yet, so I do need to do one of those. But the authoritative video is Aston's video he did on YouTube. That basically is the best video I've seen on recapping one of those. Really good. Yeah, Kenwood TS430S with a weird 10 Hertz step mod. No, I've not heard of that. I don't do a lot of work on amateur radio stuff, to be honest, Arctic. Only if someone's got a problem with it, then I'll have a look. But 9 times out of 10, I can't do it. The newer they are, the more complex they are. It looks like it's a ferrite Rob amp. So should be peaked when on medium wave. It's a ferrite rod to amp output match. Yeah, so if it's got to be matched, I wonder how you would trim that. You don't understand the J301 symbol. Where do you see that? The J is normally just a jumper. The J301. Do you mean T301, or have you found another piece in there? Oh, J301. J301 is the jack plug. That's just the jack plug. Sorry, I thought you meant the... Yeah, so that's the jack plug, and it's all over the shop, and it's got like a double switching thing going on in there. It looks like when this one lifts up, it lifts this one up as well and breaks that contact. It must be switching... Yeah, so this is probably keeping the external antenna in for... Oh no, it's switching the telescopic out, I believe. So it's like a double switching arrangement. These are a pain in the backside. If these go wrong, you've had it, really. It's a real mess if that goes wrong. You need a donor set. But yeah, that's T301. As I say, that basically goes out there and then it comes back through here down onto this one. So I mean, if you peak that too much, surely you could overload this one. Not sure. Let's catch up with the chat. Your tooth was made for the Federal Republic of Germany and does not have air. Now I've done a couple that don't have the air. They work fine. I mean, do you really need airband on it? As I say, not the best airband radio on the planet. You need something with really fast scan rate for airband. I mean, I've got that SR2000 over there, and that is absolutely phenomenal on airband. I've been experimenting with that over the last few weeks, and on FFT mode, that is fantastic. It's amazing what it finds. It really is. You know, it goes through it like the clappers. I've never seen a radio that scans that quick before, ever. So, Bizarre saying T301 looks like it's heavily dampened to cover medium wave without tuning, so it won't show much peak. It'd be interesting to have a tweak of it and just see. I don't know where you'd measure it to peak it. I suppose you'd just have to go on the LED lights on the front, I suppose. Try and peak it for the most lights, but no, Aaron. I mean, Glass Slinger is amazing. The stuff that you can do. I mean, who can build valves from scratch? I mean, come on. I've never seen that. It's the only guy I've ever seen do that. Make a valve, or tube as you call it in the US, from scratch. We trim it for mid-band medium wave, you reckon, Bizarre, do you? Well, something's definitely holding back the signal on this radio a little bit compared to mine. Now, I don't know if there's any adjustment for the LEDs, whether you can tweak them so as they're more gain. That's the upper and lower adjustment. There are various little pots here, but it looks like the LEDs are done through that. I see there. I don't think there's a trimmer for it. Anyway, let's get back onto the bench. I just thought that was something that I was looking at over the last few days and trying to work out what that did. But it's got to be some sort of matching transformer. and I don't know what part of the frequency you would use. It's just a matching transformer. Why has it got a slug in it then? Bizarre, because normally if it was just a matching transformer it wouldn't have adjustment on it. It would literally just be like an audio transformer really, with nothing in it. But it has got an adjustment point in it, and it's got the arrow going through the middle of it, so it must be trimmable. I really don't know. It's certainly worth a twiddle anyway, just to see if we can make any difference to it. As long as I mark where I start and take it back to that position if all goes wrong. That's a typo, you reckon? What, on the diagram or the actual thing itself? Yeah, so it's only got 4 connections, 2 on the input, 2 on the output. It'd be interesting to connect it up to a scope with a signal from a signal generator and just see what it's doing. Anyway, we're digressing, but it's all good stuff, because at the end of the day, this is what we're all here for, to learn from each other, really. I learn from you guys all the time. And I don't necessarily know a lot, but I can show you what you're saying, if you know what I mean, so others can learn. So if anybody knows something that I obviously haven't got a clue about, then shout. So I think we'll change this 470 just for a normal one for the time being, and I will experiment. I don't know if Rob prefers a lower tone. I certainly do. There is a tone adjustment on the radio, but right, so we need a pretty small one here, don't we? Are these 470s? 10 volts. Yeah, that fits nice. I think these are the ones that I got for the other section, actually. So we'll put a lumpier one, and we'll put one in that's the same size. It's a Nichicon one. I got these to do in the amplifier section because they're a little bit smaller. But yeah, I'm a bit miffed that I haven't got the bipolar ones. I'm gonna have to order those in. So I don't like repairing a radio if I haven't got all the parts to do it. I hate having to order stuff in and stop dead, you know. Right, let's just pop that one in. Solder that up. I'm just down here at the moment, somewhere. Where am I? Up there. So hopefully the medium wave circle will get a few downloads. It's very interesting reading, but I would suggest it's not something you can skim through. You really need to have the service manual in front of you and a radio and try and work it all out, especially when they're on about some of the more complex modifications. There's one for changing the AGC, which looks really interesting, because I know the AGC can be a bit dodgy at times on these on SSB, but Les is the SSB AGC modifying machine. He gets in there and does all sorts of weird and wonderful things. Hey Christoph, how are you, mate? And FM's in. Capacitor won't change the speaker response. Allegedly, it alters the lower end of the frequency. Bizarre, to make it more bassy. So you joined just in time for the Caps bingo. Hi, Christoph. And you've heard some shellac records were not actually recorded at 78. Has anyone tried playing one and modified their 3-speed record player to adjust the 78 speed to match? They weren't recorded at some. Not heard of that, Aaron. I bet they came off pretty quick, Thomas. Tom. Okay, so say I have done some of the caps on this. What we have got to do is remove all of these shields, which is a pain in the backside, because it's like a mystery trying to work out where the hell they go back. So it's always worth taking a picture of these before you take them off, because I've spent ages, especially with this one, trying to work out where the hell it goes on the board because I didn't take a picture. And it does give you sort of an idea. It gives you a bit of an idea on the service manual, but not a lot. So it's well worth taking a picture of those, so you can see exactly where they go. Right, so that's that board done anyway. That's finished now. We shouldn't have to do anything else on that. It's got new FETs in it. 2SK1523s, which are pretty good FETs. It's already got the modification, which I've tidied up because it's rough as hell. That's the diode modification done at the factory. That was horrible. It was sort of like on its side. It had a massive great blob of solder on it. It wasn't very good. So I've done that. And I did 2 of these in the audio section last week. I put all the bipolar ones in that Adele recommends. Again, if anyone needs a link to Adele's eBay page, I'll pop that in on the comments. It's on the comment bit of the video. He basically does an audio upgrade kit. And he very kindly sent me 3 for my radios. Now I've pinched bits of these out for other people's radios, but I have got replacements now for my radios. So all is good. But we'll see how this modification goes with this cap. It might be one that Adele wants to add into his kit, just in case people want to give it a go. People never stop tinkering with these things, do they? Right, let's crack on and get some more of these done then. I'm short of the little 10 microfarad caps as well. This is a very handy tool if you're doing one of these, because as I say, some places there is a lot of SMD components very close to the capacitor legs. So this is a 0.1, I believe. 0.1 at 50 volts. That one won't measure on the ESR meter for sure. A 0.1. Interesting, there's 2 different service manuals for the 2001D. There's one for the older version and one for the newer version. This is obviously the newer version. I think one is dated 87 and one is dated from 90 onwards. That download comes with both manuals. So if you've got a 2001D that you fancy having a go at modifying, and you download that file from the medium wave circle, then you get both manuals. So I'm going to crack on through these, and I'm just marking them as I go because there's so many in here. Sometimes you wonder whether you've actually done one and end up doing it twice. So that I've got about 35 left to do now. I've just done that one. So there's a group of 3 in here. So let's do that one first, the biggest one. Long wave transmitting antennas. You want to transmit on long wave? My gosh, you're going to need some wire for that. Unless you're good at constructing massive great loops. What's this one then? 350 at 6.3 volts. 350? 330 even. 6.3 volts. 10 volts is the lowest I can go on that, I believe. That's a pretty capacitor, isn't it? 330 at 10 volts. Actually, that's exactly the same size. Let's say we'll see how we're going for time-wise. We'll pop these caps on. Say it's unlikely that any will be really bad, but you never know. I've recapped quite a lot of the 2001Ds, and I've probably found, of all the ones I've done, probably half a dozen caps that have been bad. And you get the odd set that all of the caps in the audio section are bad. All the amplifier caps, because that's the ones that take the most pressure. But it could be somebody had connected that thing up backwards, which has killed the caps. You just never know, do you? You think the 470 cap already sets the lower 3 dB point to lower than the speaker can reproduce, but each their own. It's the caps on the back. They used SMD, an older style of SMD electrolytic, Rob. We talked about that last week. I think you were there. They're more likely to fail the older style. You asked me this last week, Rob, which one you had. I can remember you asking me. So that one's really, really close to the SMD resistors there. Yeah, very, very close. And that one. So you need a pretty fine, pretty fine tipped desoldering tool to get these out. This one first then. That is, I'll tell you what, it's so small, the writing on these, I can't even see it myself. Okay, that's interesting because that's 33 microfarads, 6.3 volts. 3.3, 33. There we go. .25 volts, or same size. I'll do both of these and solder them both at the same time because they're very close together and very close to the SMD. Alright, are we not fully desoldered there? There we are, just got a blobby lag. A blobby lag. It won't come through the hole. .7, 25 volts. 0.725 volts. Ooh. Just solder those two on. Again, I need some magnification here because it is very close and you do not want to bridge these. It's very easy to bridge it or knock off one of these SMD components. Put a little bit of flux on that because it's gone a bit blobby. The other thing I've got to look at is if there's any caps in the sink unit. I can't remember off the top of my head. That's this thing here. There's also a little, I'm not sure, is that the sink or is that? I think that's the sink unit there. I'm not sure what this other one over here is. It's a DC to DC converter over here. Yeah, that's a DC to DC converter. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Let's mark those two. They're done. The other ones are a pain in the backside of these ones here, right up against the sink unit. Those are a real pain to get out. There's a pot for adjusting SSB there as well. So you got to be careful we don't knock that. Anyway, let's do this one next. Up in there, C159. Get you across and down a bit better, a bit more central. A vertical antenna with massive loading coil and lots of radios. Yeah, you want a few reels of magnet wire for that one, wouldn't he? Blobby leg is what you get when you don't bicycle enough. Afternoon, Jess, how are you? Shannon Doherty, is that the one that was in Beverly Hills 90210? Is that her? Excuse me. It could be, Chris. That could be it. Yes, she was in 90210. Everybody's got blobby legs now. I've got blobby legs. I've been eaten alive by I don't know what. Possibly horsefly. I don't know, but I've got a blobby neck as well. I'm you know, showing off a very fashionable neck lump at the moment, which is really nice. I've been had by something that was pretty much, I reckon that was a horsefly. neck come up massive. Look at the neck on him. Okay. Right, let's carry on. Carry on. All this exercise is bad for health, I know. I've not heard any more on the electric bike people that were allegedly going to be sending me a lovely electric bike to sample and test and review. Never happened. 6.300 volts. No, 100 microfarads, 6.3 volts even. Dear oh dear. 100 at 6.3. That's that way around. So yeah, that would have interested me, that. I've been looking at those for a little while now. When they first came out, I sort of poo-pooed them, weren't keen at all, but they've got really popular, and some of them are really smart. You can fold them up, stick them in the back of the car, and take them out the boot, unfold them, and away you go. It's great for cycle tracks and that aren't local, because you know, I wouldn't want to cycle like 10 miles to get to a cycle track. You know, when I mean cycle track, I mean like a little trail. We've got some nice ones up in Devon here. But you take your life into your hands cycling on the road. That's the trouble. Okay, we're getting good. We're getting to the stage where we're going to need to take off some plates now. So we'll take this one off first. I suppose you could sort of take them on. I've desoldered these already. I've hit them with the desoldering guns, so they should, in theory, come off a bit easier. So that one, nearly. Whew. This one here is very close to SMD components again. That's that one off. I suppose I should put it straight back on after, but poof. Yes, we need that to get at these here. That shield was in the way. So we got a nice little cluster in there. I just did see 159, didn't I? Better mark that a minute, because I'm looking at that like I haven't done it, but I have. So I'm going to do this bank of 6 around here now. And there's one over here, which is, I believe, that one. Got one in there. We bent the legs right over on these just to make it a little bit more exciting to get out. Right, they should all be loose now, in theory. Right, let's pull them out. Let's M them out. You can't really see it because we've got this big resistor array in the way. Array in the way. I don't know. I've not heard anything, Anthony. Nothing at all. Try burning a citronella incense. They can't stand the smell. Yeah. You used to get these things you plug in the wall when you're away on holiday. They used to stink, but they used to work. Nick's video on the e-bike update and repair. Only for bike enthusiasts. The glue, the bottom right hand corner, you mean this stuff here? It's in various places on this. I've never been able to measure resistance across it though, but the only thing I've found is it does corrode the legs. It's strange because on the other side of the board they've used this like, it's like a jelly compound. It's obviously some sort of silicone. You've got to cut a piece of it away there where my fingernail is because there's a cap in there at 45 degrees. I've actually done that one. But I tend to just fill that back in with a little bit of candle wax. But I assume it's to stop vibration. I really don't know why they've done that. I suppose it stops some microphony. But that looks like it's something to do with the S meter. But yeah, they've used that in various places, Anthony. They've only like little dabs of it. There's a bit there on a capacitor. Again, they do tend to stick that one down for some reason. They've used it on the wires here as well. So I don't know. I think it's a moisture sealant, bizarre, do you? Stop moisture getting at it. See, I did somewhere have some proper electrical sealant, but the problem is it costs about 20 quid a tube. You use it once and it goes off solid. You try and get it out the tube by squeezing it, then the tube breaks and it's just throw it away. So it's a bit wasteful. Right, so I've got waylaid again. I was taking these out, wasn't I? Right, I think these are mostly ones. That's a 0.47. Perhaps all 0.47s. Can't get in to push these down, so I'm just going to grab a leg, bend it, grab the other one and bend it. 0.47, and this one 0.47. These are worth doing as well, because I did say that in the past I have found some that have been dodgy, and this has been the area where I have found some dodgy ones. What's this one? Hopefully they're all desoldered. .7, 25 volts. .7, 25 volts, so maybe it's 4.7s that I found wrong then. Certainly some of the caps in this area have been bad in the past. And when I say bad, I don't mean just a little bit off, I mean a long way off. You know, make you think, why is it still working? But they just seem to work, these radios. There's not a lot that kill these dead. Apart from obviously battery leakage from people leaving batteries in the blimmin' things and killing the keyboard. Another 4.7. What's that one? And then this one. Another 4.7. Was that 47? No, this is tricky now. I think that's a 47. That's a 0.47. Hang on, make sure I haven't got bloody 0.47s in here. Yeah, there's a 0.47 there. Okay. 0.47. I'm going to have to go back over myself and check these. That's a pain. I'm there ripping and tearing, and I might have inadvertently put the wrong cap in one of those, but I haven't soldered anything in yet, so all is not lost. Just need to get the service manual out. You can use clear polyurethane glue. Polyurethane glue, Bharat. You mean for the rubberized piece here, you mean? What would you call polyurethane glue? I mean, the only sort of clear glue that I use is this stuff. That's the clear glue that I use. Trouble is, it takes ages to set that. But I suppose that would do the same thing. In the past, I've just melted some wax onto it, which I suppose does the same thing, doesn't it? Because the wax is going to keep moisture out. Right, let me just double check these caps a minute then. It's me steaming on a headlet, and I've pulled out potentially some 0.47s and chucked a 4.7 in there. So we're going to need to get to the service manual. Let's have a look at the board layout. And that is around the sync unit, just up from the volume pot. So it's the other side of that board. Main board. Sony service manuals are very good, aren't they? Yeah, the sync board has got 1, 2, 3 in there, but are they tantalums or are they electrolytics? I can't remember. I've only had a couple sync boards apart on these, and it was a long time ago. Anyway, I'm digressing again. So where are we? We are just down from 4001. We're not even listed as ICs on this, so I'm going to have to get the other service manual up. Let's get the newer service manual up. I have got an original service manual somewhere, but I looked for it the other day. I could not lay my hands on it. I just don't know what I've done. This is a problem. I've done a couple of these recently. In fact, I've got one here now that I'm working on that's got some weird issues with it. So let me have a look. We've got... there's our hole there. So we're looking at over the other side of the hole. So I'm talking to myself here, don't worry about me. Okay, VT2. Then we've got our connector. Then we've got our sync unit, and then we've got our caps in underneath here. I wish I'd paid more attention when I pulled these out now. That's going to set me back 10 minutes messing about trying to find this now. Okay, so we've got... C88, C72, where the hell's that one? Oh, that's a different version, I think. VT1. Oh yeah, that's the two there. C72 and C88, that's those two. Then we got... right, let's get a bit of paper. I think this is scrap my old customer booking in form. Yeah. I'm on version 3 of that now. Got to keep track of what's coming in. So I need to check the values of C88. We know that one's 0.47, so I've done that one, that's correct. C72. C84, C82, C77, C78, C77, C78, and C79. So just let me look those up a minute in the parts list. Okay, so C72 is 4.7. So C77 is 0.47. C78, 0.47. I'm pretty sure they're okay. 79, 0.1. I can remember putting a 0.1 in. C82, 4.7. C84, 4.7. I'm pretty sure that all of those are right, but I will double check. So let me get me eyes on a minute. Get us brought up. So there, 0.47, 0.47. 77, 78, yeah. '82, 4.7. Yep. 84, 4.7, yes. That one I've just done there. What is that one there? 25 volts, 4.7. Yep. Okay, now I was right. You got to be careful, though, haven't you? Easy mistake to make that. Right, let's get these soldered up. Where are we? We're just over here. Yeah. Ah, dear. See, it set me back 10 minutes messing about trying to find that. It's going to make 100% sure. Yeah, some of these old schematics, and the Sony ones especially, are very, very good. Very good. Right, let's get in and solder all these up quick before I change my mind and I think I haven't got the right ones. Should have my extractor on again. I've been looking at extractors actually. I ought to get a proper one really, because this copper one's okay, but I don't think it works brilliantly for what I do. I think if I ever retire and do this permanently, then I would have to invest in one, I think. But just occasionally, I don't think it's going to make a lot of difference. Don't want to be breathing in lead fumes, but let's get my other cutters in. These are a bit pointier, a bit more pointy. Get in between the SMD stuff a bit easier. These are from my mobile toolkit actually. I still haven't got around to doing a video on that yet. That is coming though. I have actually used it a couple times now. I took it down to my mates the other week to look at a Spectrum. Apparently that is coming my way, so any of you are interested in the ZX Spectrum, it's more than my mate wants to mess with really. So he said that I can have it, but he might sell on some of the games, so I might have to see if I can buy some of the games, because he got a box full of games with it as well. It's usually the games that make these things, isn't it really? Most people remember the games rather than the machine they played them on. Okay, so that's all of that cluster done. That's good, because they take a little while. They're all done. All looking good. "10 minutes well spent." Yeah, it is, but I should just make 100% sure. I shouldn't doubt myself really, Ben, should I? But I do. I was right though. I did have them right. Okay, what else have we got? We've got one sneakily hiding under there. We've got one over here that's sort of like been left out. So these are good quality caps in here. This is Nichicons in here. So they did use good stuff back in the day. Another 10 at 16. I've got to order some 10 at 16s. I've literally got 5 of these left, and you can bet your life I'm going to need some in here. You bet your life that most of these are going to be 10 at 16s, aren't they? Was that one done now? So I'm progressing well. There's a lot of caps going by the wayside here. We're over here now, so not as dense in this part of the board as it is in the audio section here. There's one sneakily hiding underneath the cable there. Now where are you? You are down here somewhere. Is that you there? Yeah, I think that's you. Yep. One microfarad, so not a 0.1 or 1. It's very easy to get confused with these. He's got to get my other goggles, because these are okay if you're looking at something up close, but bent over on the bench like that, not very good. Thank you, Rob, for more 10 microfarad 16 volts. Yeah, I must put them on my Mouser order. Is it Mouser or Mouser? I think it's Mouser. So let me go and get my other magnifying glasses a minute. I've got one pair in my portable toolkit, but I need to change the lenses. I need to get some different lenses for those other ones, really. Whew, I tell you what, it is getting a bit warm. It's getting very muggy, very sort of stormy. Now I have picked up an aircon unit, but really it's not, it was absolutely baking hot, stifling in here when I bought it, and ever since then it's been horrible weather. Yeah, that Marine Herald was absolutely stunning. That was. I've got a load of photos I took of that, but I did put the face of it on there, but I'll have to pop that out on Patreon. I think you probably, Patreons, have seen that. Incidentally, these glasses, I have now got some screws in it because those plastic things were rubbish. So we've got a pair of these. Bin the plastic pegs and put some M3 screws in there. There is a link to these in the description of this video. Further down there's a whole load of Amazon links to a lot of my tools. I haven't been able to find them all, but what I found I've put on there. Now, are we able to put this shield back on yet, or are we still see again, it's like, where the hell does the shield go? So you've got a spike one which is there, which I think goes in there. That one goes in there. Are we out of the woods yet as regards to that? No, we're not. We've still got this little cluster here to do yet, and another one sneakily under there. So no, we can't put the shield back on yet. There's more. So we've got another one hiding underneath the cable there. This one. I say this is a later board, so I mean these caps would probably last a while yet, but let's make them last another 25-30 years, shall we? This is all we're doing really, is adding a bit of lifetime to the radio, because you can bet your life if something's going to go wrong with one of these, it's going to be a capacitor related issue. Potentially. What's this one? Another one at 50. Just hoping we've got many more 10s, because we need the sub-miniature caps, not the normal ones. You can squeeze the bigger caps in places, but the problem is you won't get the other board on top if you put too big a cap in there. Daniel, how you doing, mate? Back from a birthday party. Yeah, I know. It costs a load to run. Yeah, I think it probably would. I don't know what this one is. It's sat here beside me. It was one that I was yapping to John Turner about his cassette, radio cassette, which is now done, but the handle, there's a piece dropped off the handle inside the radio, so it's got to come apart again. That's where it had the bash. Done all sorts of damage inside it. I've had to repair the circuit board in it. I've had to glue the circuit board back together. Put loads of bridges in. It's a complete mess inside, but it is going. I've done it. That was why the external jack wasn't working. If you remember, I plugged it into the 9-volt supply and it wasn't working at all. It's because the people from Parcel Force would beat the hell out of it. They beat the bejesus out of it. Got a nice little stash of caps going on here. Nice little cluster of them. Right, I've got a little cluster of 3 here. Once these 3 are done, I can probably pop that shield back on. If I can locate these, so that's going from left to right. That's that one, I believe. That's that one. We got one there. Is that one? That's that one. Then we've got one up here which is right next to a SMD resistor. Very close to an SMD resistor. Right, that's all of them desoldered. Oh, hello, and my position has changed. do this one first then. C36, which is a 47 at 6.3. Make an extra one. Being extra careful now that I've got the right ones. That's a bit big. A smaller one there. Oh, no, just dropped one in the wrong place now. So, yeah. 47 at 16. 47 at 16. What's that one there? 47 at 6.3. I think that's what I said, didn't I? What's this one here? That is, oh, another 10. Another 10. We're down to our last 4. This will be 3 left after this one. You can see me laying some down on this. So saying that, I've got to wait for an order to come through anyway, so it might be that we'll have to leave a couple in. See how we get on. I'm sort of halfway through the caps anyway. And the last one here, I think that's another 10 at 16. Oh, another 10. Oh no, we've got 2 left. Right, let's do this little cluster. Yeah. So it's done. We're motoring now. We're motoring. I think Chris wants one of these as well, Chris, don't you? I'm sure somebody else wanted one as well, but I've forgotten who it was. Right, then mark those, they're done. We've got one smack bang in the middle there, which is nearly under that shield, but not quite. But we got that one we might better get away with, and that one potentially. Yeah, that shield's going to have to come off next. So I think we can get this shield back on. I'm pretty sure that one sits in there like that. There. Now what Sony did on these radios is he put a little tiny locating peg on one of the legs. Some of the bigger shields have got 2, which makes it easier. It'd be better if they had 2, but it's better than having none at all, like a lot of radios have got. Got to be careful we don't shortening out on these, because they are very close to lots of things. I hope that's not restricting that. No, I've done all of those. No, that should be good. Right, let's get these back in. Right, that's our first shield back on. Good news. Right. So we've got this one to do here, which is just there, but I think we're going to take this, this is the biggest shield here, so this one's coming off next. You want a 2001? You want a 2010 probably, Chris. That's the American version, isn't it? The wife left you a list of 2 to-dos with an implied threat at the bottom. Great stuff. Jury duty, okay. Yeah, they are very close to components. You've got to be really careful how you solder these back on. They're quite precarious, shall we say. Plus you've got this horrible tape stuck, so there's... I just dropped my pliers now. They're actually soldered through these holes as well. The desoldering tool, it's a bit dangerous to go down there really, because there's a lot of SMD components in there. So I'm gonna have to lift those. I've sucked off the rest of it. That doesn't sound good, does it, Graham? That's off. So that's off, so that one's holding it there. It's coming off. Come on. Horrible to get off, these are. So I did make it easier by pre-removing a lot of the stuff earlier. That's not nice to get on and off that one. Some of the adjustments that you need to do, these are underneath these shields as well. So if you've got any adjustments to do, like I pulled Les's apart and did loads of adjustments to Les's 2010. Oh, they've done that then. It's there. So those two there, I believe. Let's get that a little bit. Here we go. I have got a 2001 here to do as well, which is my own radio. So I'd like to get that one done. I just love the antenna tuner in that. It's a very quirky little bit of kit, that is. But it's not a very good radio to work on, and not as good as a 2001D, but still a nice old radio. So what have we got here? We've got 100 at 6.3 with bent over legs. And we have it on negative that way. So just put in exactly the same size one there. Shoehorned in as per the original. I'll have to hold that one while I solder it, so let's put a blob of flux on that. Pick up some solder on the iron. You don't want to play with the 2001, Rob. Stay away from it, mate. Get to grips with the ones you got first. Right, that's that one done. Jaunty little angle that one is, to squeeze it in between all of that lot. It's actually the same size as the other one, but it doesn't seem to fit as well as the other one did. Okay, so we're moving across. We've done everything from that side on. Now onto here. Thanks for the super chat, Rob. Yeah, the 2001 uses a lot of old logic chips, and the last one that I did had one of those fail. It took me a while to work it out, to be fair, but I did manage to find it in the end through a process of elimination and checking the voltages. What is this? Oh, another 10 at 16. Oh no, we're down to our last one now. We've got one left. We're getting to the area where we can afford to be a little bit more lengthy with components now, though, so we should be okay. I can use some standard ones in there, I think. Mind you saying that, I haven't got any normal 10 at 16s left. Right. That's that one done. one down here. It's probably only half a dozen left now, but I do need to have a look in that sink unit. I can't remember whether they got electrolytics or tantalums in them. I'll have a look on the parts list in a minute. It's my grandson's birthday today, actually. I have sent a card, but I must message him and wish him a happy birthday. He's not old enough to have a phone yet. 2.2 at 50 volts. 2.2. Yeah, we're really motoring through these now. It's a lot of caps done. Oh, yeah, I know the feeling, Timothy. Those Murphy radios are absolutely brimmed full of them. I've done probably 3 or 4 Murphy valve radios now, and they're absolutely rammed with them. And I still haven't got to grips with your Melody Maker videos, Tim. Something done. So we're moving on to this one now. I've had to get myself another hot glue gun as well, because one of mine's broken and the other one, it's a real cheap thing, and it decided to spit all its glue out on the bench the other week when I was trying to repair John's cassette recorder. Made a right mess of everything, so that one's in the bin. So I've bought a Bosch cordless one, which is going to be interesting. 6.3 volts, 220. It's a bit lumpy in it. Should go in there, hopefully. So I bought one off of eBay, listed as a new other. Turns out the other it don't work. Someone's tried selling a duff, a new hot glue gun. So I've put in a return request on that, and I had to get one off of Amazon, which is supposed to be arriving today, together with a spare battery. So that'll be quite useful if I ever need to go out with a portable hot glue gun away from home. Unlikely, probably, but I know these dent repair people use glue guns a lot for sticking the slide hammer onto, pulling out dents, and I've got some of those on my car to do. Well, I don't know that I was going to get someone in to do them, but I might have a go. It's a bit scary when you got a half-decent car, but I put a dent in it myself. Back in lockdown, I was playing ball with the dogs, and I threw this hard rubber bone, and it collided with the roof pillar of my car and put a nice little dent in it. So I've been watching some of the videos of paintless dent removal. Oh, 10 at 16, my last one. Yeah, I've been watching some of these paintless dent removal videos. Very, very good, but scary stuff. So it looks like I'm going to have to put a big order in with Mouser to get free postage. Some bipolar caps. And some miniature caps. Plus I think I might stock up on some more tantalums because I've got a few SW55s and an SW1 to do. Right, we are really motoring now. Not many left now. We just need to find out what's in that sync unit. The metal shields are insulation lined. That's right, yeah, they've got insulation on the back. What? Why? Bizarre. The unpainted Bondo filler looks lovely. The unpainted Bondo filler. What's that? Right, that's those done. That one, that one, that one. This one's next in here then, in the can. And goes from left to right. I think that's right in. There's some that are really, really close to. This one's like virtually touching to. Well, it is touching an SMD capacitor. That. Very difficult to desolder that without sucking the capacitor clean off the board. And what's this one? Oh, shaky. I was getting some shakes recently. 330 at 6.3 volts. So I think a smaller one for that. .330 at 10 Rubicon. So again, I'm just going to put a bit of solder on, those. Solder them in straight because they're so close to the capacitor there that I'm likely to Is that cool? Yeah. Very close to the capacitor. Well, touching the capacitor, really. Soldered to the same tracks. Right, that's that one done. And this is the next one over here. Ooh, that one's going in another can there. Coming into another can. Oh, Ben was asking, was he? Yeah, some of the legs are very, very close to these shields. There's one here, I don't know if you can see this, but this transistor is virtually touching the shield. I don't know why. They've cut one leg off short and left two long. Whether that's to connect test equipment to or not, I don't know, but it's really, really close. That's Q2. Q2. We might be able to get away with not lifting that shield off. I might just be able to get in there and do that one, but this one's very, very close to the edge of the shield. You can just see the cap there. He's right on the edge. And one of the connections is the actual shield. So let's see if I can get that off. I might need a bit of solder wick just to finish it off, but pretty much got it. Knitting radios, yeah. Oh, one of your sons is an auto body tech. Oh, bro. Yeah, they are quite good. I mean, there's a guy that actually lives in the town, the next town. Well, the town, not the next town. It's the only town anywhere near us. And I was watching his videos online, and I looked him up and couldn't believe that he was actually in Torrington. Got him. Right, what is this one then? Hope it's not another 10. No, it's a 22. This is a problem with magnetic stuff. It picks everything up. .22 at 6.3. It's an annoying fly just arrived. Done. Now we are really motoring along. So there's one in this can here to do with a nice blob of that nasty stuff on it. Need to cut that off first. It's a tradition to leave it unpainted, is it? No, this, you don't need filler for this method. You basically use glue, hot glue, and little plastic, I don't know what you call them really, little plastic stick-on things that you glue on with hot glue. Then you attach your slide hammer to it and yoink them out. Is that a word? Yoink? Again, that is really close to everything. And typical, it's not coming out. Is that it, or have I disconnected something else? Got it. So what is that? That's 100 at 6.3. At 6.3. I don't know why it's why it was glued to that. I don't know. Obviously for a reason, because Sony don't usually do anything unless it's for a reason. Get off. It's in the can, so it's probably some sort of oscillator circuit, I suspect. Which needs to be pretty stable. Done. I'm going to need to get some more of that that silicone. How are we doing here? Did I do that one? Yeah, I did do that one. That's the one that's right by the shield. I think we're nearly there. Oh, there's two more I can see. I need to look up those ones in the sync unit, because taking the sync unit out is fun and games. So we got that one, and we got one in here. Does that go sort of a jaunty angle? Or are we right across the cap there? Is that there? Right. Let's pull this one first, C106. A 10 at 16, none left. Oh no. What are these? What are these here? .22 at 50. These 47. Ones. If there's any left over in here, what have we got in here now? That's little .47s. Axials. So 10s there, but they're all axials. The hell is that outside now? Sounds like someone's over on the building site with something. Whew. Sun is back out here and it is getting hot. I can't put the aircon on because I haven't fitted up the window kit yet. Right, let me get up and have a look. I have got some overflow cap stuff going on. Overflow capacitors, but I don't know if I've got any of those miniature ones. I'm going right deep into the archives, but just double check that I haven't got any in here. I've been in this capacitor box for years. I've got some 10 at 50s there. Oh, hang on, I've got some small ones. Hang on, we might be... Oh, how small are they? That one's pretty small. What is it? 10 at 16. Whew. It's getting a bit warm. It's a bit warm. Yeah, this is caps that I had when I first started doing repairs. I've had these for years, so maybe need to just pop these on the ESR meter, make sure they're okay before I put them in. And potentially I only need one, and I think I've only got one. I've got these as well. These are a little bit strange. Anybody seen these before? They're like an axial cap, but they're silver. I don't know whether they're tantalum or whether it's just a particular brand. It looks like they're STC. It almost looks like one of those little thermal fuses, but it's not. It's a cap. And they're 10 microfarads at 25 volts, unless it's 10. It's got U and then a big M. STC TAA. 10 microfarads at 25 volts. Yeah, interesting. I should check that. I'm hoping I've only got one of those 10s left to do. What's the bet in that one's a 10 as well? What are these here? Yeah, I don't use those. So this is my overflow caps. The last resort cap box. Got some nice 22s there in miniature size. Why have I got them in there and not in my main stash? I don't know. Whew. Lithium radios, yeah. American Hot Rod, yeah, I remember that. Bondo is same as what we use, I suppose, isn't it? Just a different name. You think that's a tantalum, do you? We'll have a glass seal on the plus electrode, but it's a plastic cover. It's got like a plastic wrapping over it. I'm going to stick it on the meter. I don't suppose it would matter if it was a tantalum, would it? That'd be very nice. Very nice. But yeah, that's my good boxes, these Rayco. Angler's Companion look. But it makes a great capacitor box. Angler's Companion. Let's put it that way round. Me. Right, let's pop this on the ESR meter a minute. Let's just see what it's up to. Make sure it's not a knackered out really old cap. Looks like, is it Wavecom? Ten at 2.4, well, it's slightly high ESR, but I don't think that's out of the building, is it? Let's just get another. Actually, I've got a couple small ones there that would work. Let's try one of these Panasonic FC skinny thing. that's actually lower in capacitance. But I'm sure somebody told me that once they're in circuit and they're working, they gain capacitance a little bit. I don't know how true that is. Sure, one of you chaps told me that. Let's try a worth one. I've been using these quite a lot. They're made in Germany. They seem to be good quality. I've not read anything bad about them. And I think it's either Farnow or CPC or some. Yeah, so 9 microfarads, roughly the same as the other one, but similar ESR. So we might need one of them in a minute. Because I bet your life that other one's a 10, isn't it? So let's pop this one in. That'll be fine. Or we could have a look and see what the one that came out was. So look, this is a Nichicon, the one that came out. I think it was a 10 at 16. Yeah. So let's see what this one was. We're not doing cat bingo yet, but we might if we get a chance. Yeah, they're all about the same, aren't they? They're all about the same. I think though, just to err on the side of caution, I'm going to put one of these in. They're slightly smaller. I'm going to go with the Panasonic ones, I think. Right, which is the negative? It's that way round. Yeah, I think that should be fine. It's no higher than that cam beside it, so that's not going to cause a problem. You think they're polystyrene? Polystyrene tend to be very low values. I've got a box of polystyrene caps. It doesn't actually look quite like that. But we'll have a look at it in a minute. I'll check it on the ESR meter. I'm pretty sure I've used them in radio circuits before, those silver ones for 10 microfarad axials. Right, let's pull this last one out. Let's see what that is. It was another 10 at 16 lit, so. It was another 10 at 16, so hopefully this one will be small enough to sit down. Yeah, it is. It's lucky, really. Let's get that one in. And then I think, well, I need to check. I keep banging on about it, but I do need to check to make sure that those other ones are okay in the sync unit. Sounds like a plumbing channel, doesn't it? The sync unit. Surprised that my glue gun hasn't arrived yet. So I could have put a blob of hot glue in there, couldn't I? That would be just as good. So quick look on my phone, see if they might have dumped it outside. That's their favourite thing. Yeah, polys are pretty. Where is it? It's 8 stops away right now, apparently. 1 stop away. One stop away. One stop away. Might take him an hour to get here because there's a road closure. Oh no, they're going the other way. Ah, okay. Now they've gone the right way then. It's a pain in the neck. They've closed the road off through the village, so. But yeah, a 10 microfarad poly cap would be, as someone said, probably massive. It's either tantalum or it's an old STC electrolytic. Okay, will it focus up that close? Closer? Closer? No, we're asking too much of it there now. But, I don't know if you can see that, but it says STC. It's got plus marked on that side, look. 10 micro M, a big M beside it, but I don't know whether that's just a brand thing. Let's just get the light a bit closer on it. Can't really see it because of the reflection, but it's got like a plastic covering on it. You bet they don't knock. They usually knock and run. It's like knock up ginger. You remember knock up ginger? Knock and run. Run like the bejesus. Get out of there. Not that I would ever do that. Knock up ginger. You remember that from back in the day? Well, that's very low ESR. Look at that. 0.24. Now, tantalum tends to be a bit higher, doesn't it, on ESR? Tantalum tends to be a bit higher on ESR. And I did have a load of tantalums here somewhere. Because I was forever looking for tantalum. So I decided one day to put them all out. So this is a tantalum. So we've got 10 microfarad, 16 volt tantalum here, look. Let's try that. Not measured, hello. Have I not got it on right? So that's quite low ESR as well. Now, my experience with SMD tantalums tend to be higher ESR. But yeah, that's very low and very accurate. So that, I mean, I buy things like this in job lots of bits and pieces. Back when I started first out, I would buy like bags of stuff off of eBay and just go through it all and separate it all up. Spend hours of fun going through bags of components. And that's where I would have got this from. Got quite a few of them, but strange. It almost seems like it's it almost feels like weighted in one area. It feels heavy for some reason. If I compare it to, is it just me? Don't know, but certainly it's very accurate. Anyway, we're digressing again, aren't we? Whew. It could well be. I have got quite a bit of military stuff. It's very, very accurate though. You don't usually get them that close. Could be military or automotive. I mean, most caps are 10 or 20%, aren't they? 20% plus or minus, but that one is pretty accurate. I bet if I got a load more out, they'd all be very similar. Interesting though. Always come across these things that I don't really know what they are. I've got lots of little parts like that. I think, what the hell is that? Okay. What have we got to do? We've got to have a look at the sync unit and we've got to get that shield back on as well. Oh, they're definitely new old stock, Tim. Definitely, because I've had those for years. Don't know if I can get a bit of a close up on them on the bench. Still getting a bit of glare on them. That's about as close as I can go without getting the microscope involved. And they'd be massive under the microscope, but yeah. If I can sort of like shade the light a little bit or move the light around. So you can see it says STC, then you've got a plus. You've got 10 micro M and plus 25 volts. So yeah, unusual. You think it's military? Plumbing time. Oh, there you go. There's the bowler. That's my glue gun. Shall we go and get it? Shall we go and get it? Let's go get the glue. Get the gun. Get the gun. Go get the gun, Graham. Oh, gives me a chance to stretch my legs. Getting a bit hot sat there. Oh, I love the discreet packaging they've got it in. I mean, you think they'd put it in a box, wouldn't you? Flipping heck. How's the darts going, Mrs. C? Excellent. She's loving the darts. Right. Yeah, they've just got it in the Bosch box. They've not put it in a bag or anything. Normally we knock Amazon for over packaging stuff, don't we? Well, they've not gone the full hog on this one, I can tell you. Oh dear. So I will stick a link of this on my tools list. So yeah, they just stuck the address label right on top of the box. So you know, if you ever want to look, it's just literally that. You'd think they would put that in something, wouldn't you? You know, it's been beat up on the van floor and oh well. So it doesn't come with a battery. They assume that you've got loads of these Bosch tools already and you've got lots of batteries. Gonna have to break the seal on it. As I say, the other one I've got of these doesn't work, so it's going back. There we are. One Bosch glue gun. Now the main reason I got this particular one was because it's got a longer nozzle on the end. And when you're trying to get into little spaces, some of those other ones with the big chunky ends on them, you can't get them in there. So I thought that was actually quite nifty. And this one's made in March this year, so the other one was made in 2023. Comes with some glue sticks, look. 4 to be exact. Take it, you shove them in the hole. So all you kind people that donate and super chats, Patreons, channel members pay for stuff like this. So this is yours really. So this battery I bought on eBay as a new other. So you're supposed to push that. And the little light's coming on flashing to say it's heating up. So the other one of these, you push that button and that light went green and then turned red immediately, which says the battery's depleted. Well, obviously it isn't because it's brand new. But I assume that when it goes solid, it's ready to use. It's making some noises. I ought to read the instructions really, but that's too easy, isn't it? So we can fill in that little hole on the back of the board there with this. Is it supposed to heat up? So there's two settings. There's 130 degrees as well, which is low temperature. There's stuff like polystyrene apparently. Am I supposed to wait for that to go out? Where's the box? Let's get the instructions out. Ah, so it's solid now, look. So that must mean it's up to temperature. So let's give it a test squirt. Let's give it a test squirt on the battery then. She's smoking. Huh? That's quite smart. That's quite a neat little glue, that, isn't it? Still seeping like they always do, but let's give it a little bit on that then. If I turn it off, that should stop. I don't know how much is going to seep out of the end. Shall we see? She's dripping. Still dripping. You do lots of reviews for Amazon and the packaging makes no sense. I can't understand that. You'd think they'd put that, even if they put it in a plastic bag or something, wouldn't it? Well, that's actually pretty good. It's got a little bit of leakage, but yeah, I'm happy with that. It stands nicely as well, because most of the time they fall over, don't they? Yeah, happy enough with that. Just sorted out that bit of insulation stuff, isn't it? Let's get a bit of blue roll and just pull that off the end. I've got loads of capacitors glued to the desk now. But yeah, that stopped dripping already, look, so that's pretty good. There you are. I think the other package is just a spare battery for it, because you can bet your life your battery's going to run out right when you're in the middle of something. So, some Alka-Seltzer as well, nice. Yeah, so a battery as well, another 2.5 amp battery. Nice bit of kit that. I think I'm fairly happy with that. I'll tell you more when I've used it more, but first impressions, that's very good. It stands nice there, doesn't it? And by the time the glue does hit the ground, it's cooled anyway. That sticks capacitor together nicely. It's like spider's web. Yeah, okay, I'm pleased with that. I say I bought the charger second-hand on eBay, because like new ones of these were like 50, 60 quid. I think I paid about 25, 30 quid for that. Yeah. Yeah, let's say it's a bit crazy, isn't it? Was it a direct from Amazon shipment? Good question. I'm not sure. Let me have a look. Amazon. Returns and orders. Bosch, there we go. So if we get the link for that, let's copy that and I'll post it in here. If anybody wants one of these, if you use that link, then I get paid 7 pence, I believe. As an Amazon affiliate. Let's have a look. Yeah, I believe it was. Yeah, it was an Amazon. Let me go. Screen cap. Yeah. Yes, it was from Amazon, look. Dispatches from Amazon, sold by Amazon. It's quite good because it was 13% off, look. You bet your life when this Amazon Prime Day comes along and they will have been reduced it to like 35 quid, I expect, won't they? But yeah, that's, it says ships in product packaging, look. Ah, there you go. This item has been tested so far that it can dispatch safely in its original box or bag to avoid unnecessary packaging. So it says I could have chosen ship in Amazon packaging at checkout. So there you are. It's my fault. I didn't see that. Anybody ever look at that? But yeah, I'm not. Even one of their brown paper bags would have been better because that box is now pretty battered up. So if I wanted to sell that second-hand look to somebody as boxed, it's got a beat-up box. If I peel the label off of it with all my address details on, it's going to rip the box. So, you know, boxed items sell for more second-hand than unboxed ones, don't they? But nice little tool. So say I've put that Amazon link on the top. And there's lots of other tools in this same range as well. We've got loads of other things that this battery fits. So this power for all 18 volts fits all of these different tools. I got my eye on a couple more there. That hedge lopper I quite fancy. The telescopic hedge trimmer. Certainly do with that to kill the neighbours' trees. Pressure washers, all sorts. What on earth is that thing there? Chainsaw. Hoovers by those, all sorts of weird and wonderful drills, vacuum cleaners. A cordless angle grinder. That would be very useful. So that might be my next Bosch green purchase. This is their DIY range. I don't normally buy DIY tools, but the professional version of this was like nearly 200 quid, I think, for a glue gun. I thought, there's no way I'm gonna buy that. Not a chance. So this is more than enough for my needs. That's very good. I'm impressed with that. I'll shut up about it now. I'll shut up now. Because we've got to find out what's in this sink unit. That's not the plumbing sink unit. Okay, let's catch up with the chat. UPS brings all your Amazon. Now people in cars and that bring ours. Beat up vans. £1 from Poundland. What, for a battery one, Mike? Yeah. You got yours free. I mean, I've got two here. I've got a Stanley one, which was quite good, but the stand broke off of it. And I've got a cheapy one, which I don't know where I've got that. That must be a Poundland special, but that is rubbish. It spewed out everywhere. But there are ones that you've got to plug into the wall, so they're not very convenient. I mean, that heated up quicker than an electric one would have. Still feels quite warm to touch, but it's definitely turned off now. So yeah, that's nice. I like that. I'm pleased with that. Shut up and put it out of the way. Right. See, I don't think you'll get a battery one from Poundland, will you? But sealed that up. Nice, and that's actually quite good glue, because some of it stays a bit tacky. But that is actually good quality glue sticks, that is. I think they're probably about 100 quid for 10 though, if you want to buy new ones. You know what Bosch stuff's like. It's good stuff though. And we've got some Alka-Seltzer. This is magic for this is the hangover medicine of choice for the Cruncher household. We're not, no product placement in this because they've not paid me to advertise it, but Alka-Seltzer XS, if you've got a hangover, that is the business. That is the business. I didn't realise they were sending that actually. Right, the sink unit. Come on, Graham, sort yourself out. You've got to go get downstairs and watch your darts. Sink unit. Right. Come on down at Mr. Sink Unit. Now, there was a separate picture of that, wasn't there? So we'll use the later service manual purely because it might have changed. You never know, there might be a slightly different sink unit. So this is the sink unit, so we've got our main IC in there, but then if you look along here, we've got Q608, which is certainly polarized, 614, 613, 615, 605, and another one up there, 61. They've got to be tantalum, surely. I wouldn't have thought that normal ones would have fitted in there. So let me write the numbers down on these a minute then, and we'll look them up in the parts list. So C611, .605, .615, 13, 14, and 608. Right, let's look them up in the parts list. Now, are they separated up into... No, so it's all the caps all together. C, here we go. So C, what's our first one? The lowest one is 605. That says that's an electrolytic, 33 microfarads. So that's an electrolytic. So the next one's 611. That's a tantalum. So we shouldn't need to do that one. 615 is another electrolytic. 613 and 614 are both tantalums. And 608's a tantalum, so we've got two electrolytics in there. Great. 233 microfarad at 6.3 volts. Hang on, 611. Yeah, that's tantalum, yeah. That's nice of them to stick two electrolytics in somewhere that's not impossible to get to, but damn difficult. Would be, wouldn't it? But, you know, let's do them. You like that quick unboxing, did you, Joe? Well, you know. Glue gun envy. Right, let's find out where the hell that sink. I bet he's right in underneath this can that I've just resoldered back on. Yes, it is. Look, oh, you little. Oh. It's literally right underneath this one that I've soldered back on again. Soldered it on so nicely as well. You bet your life it won't come off as easy as it did before. I'll say I've got quite a few review videos coming up, Joe, because of all this these mobile tools I've been buying. So right, now I have taken one of these apart before, but it's a long time ago. It wasn't that long ago. No, it wasn't this year, I don't think. Or did I do? I can't remember whether I did the one in gyms or not. Again, lots of nice SMD goodness all around. Sounds like a song, doesn't it? Not love is all around, but SMD is all around. Right, is it just those four legs that hold it in? It looks like it is. Well, it hold the top on it anyway. It's just like a shield, I think. Let's prise it up and see. That's that side free. That side free. Oh, the joys. Look at that lot in there. Oh my God. Okay, so that's just the lid of it. So when you're pushing that sync button on the 2001D, this is what is activating. Now, can I see in underneath that just to make 100% sure that it is electrolytic? So they may have upgraded it and put all tantalums in. No, there is electrolytics in there. So I've got to desolder a lot of pins now. I think I'm going to have to unsolder them from here. Ah, great, the joy of it. So I've got to desolder all of these pins now. If you're going to do something like this, you might as well go the whole hog, wouldn't you? It's not cut corners. It ain't taking long. I've got the tools to do it. So let's get it done. There we are. How about that? Sync board. Little upside down trimmer, a little crystal resonator by the looks of it. 2 caps, 4 tantalums, and 3 transistors, an IC, a diode, an inductor. There's everything going on in there. Absolutely everything going on in there. Absolutely everything. Right. Let's get the first one out, and it is marked on the board. These may be fine. The sync may work perfectly, but if it fails, do you really want to go to the trouble of taking all this out when you could have done it when you recapped it that time that you remember? $33, 6.3 volts. Let's get me tweezers and pick them out. Okay, so we'll use the same bits of plastic on the legs. So it gives us an idea where to bend it to. Tricky little thing to solder up, isn't it? That one, so we'll bend that one. And the next one. I don't think we need to worry about tantalums, although tantalums can go bad. They're usually pretty reliable in these types of circuits. When it's higher voltages or they're under stress, then not, but do occasionally get them. Some of the Grundigs have got tantalum issues. So do you want to have a guess what those two 33s are then? Whether they were any good, whether that was worth the extra effort to take them out. You have a guess while I put this back in? Oh, these new snips are so sharp. Now, the problem with this is obviously these pins will go right the way through and stick through miles the other side, so you've got to really just catch one. If you don't do it right, then the board contacts the board underneath and the top cap won't go back on. So I'm going to try and catch that like there. I think it's slightly too much. Let's put it back a fraction. Now you can't see because I'm zoomed in too close. $33, $27. Stay there. Got it. As you can see, it's quite a job to recap one of these. We've been at it now for how long? I know I've been messing about with other stuff and rabbiting on about rubbish as well, but who's going to win the football tonight then? I'm not really a football fan, but we have got through to the final, so it'd be rude not to watch it, wouldn't it? Right, that's our sync unit soldered back on. I'm going to put the shield back on. Now there is a little bit of foam in there. Look, you can see it's got imprints in it where it's rested against the components. So this is quite tight to the board by the looks of it. But at least they have allowed that. Now we'll see if I put it in deep enough, if you know what I mean. Doesn't sound good, does it? That is a tight fit, that cover. That is a very tight fit. Is that too tight, Graham? No, it's not. Okay. The pins are coming through the same distance as they did before, so that's fine. I'll use some thicker solder for that. So it looks like it shares the heat shield with the other heat shield, if you know what I mean. There we go. Right, let's get these on the ESR meter and let's have a look, see if we've changed them in vain or whether it was worth it. Have you all placed your bets? Harvey's in. Hello, Harvey. Yeah, I'm not a football fan, to be fair, but you know, oh, we haven't got many. We haven't got many takers. Look, 33. I'll give you another chance. 33 microfarads. Eyes down. Little miniature ones. From the sync unit. Cap bingo. Any more takers? How's Mother Harvey? All okay? Sumo and Tour de France will be watching the darts, but they've interrupted the darts from football. Sandra, no worries. Thank you for dropping in, Sandra. Catch you soon. Andy B, how you doing, mate? Should we push a button then? Have you all had a shout? Interesting. Now I might have just add the leads together, so let's just try that again. Okay, 32.64. ESR 1.93. Does seem a little bit high, but we'll test it with a new one in a minute. 32.64 then, that's pretty close, isn't it? Harvey said 32. So if someone's got 33, then they're close as 33 for Mike. It's closer than 32. 33.3. Oh no, no, that's gone the other way, isn't it? We need a 32.7. Anybody got 32.7? No, I think that is Mike Cass. So that one, I'll check. I mean, these small ones do tend to have a higher ESR. I suppose it's just something to do with the manufacturer. Let's do the other one because that's the same. Yeah, 32.97. So again, that would be Mike at 33. That was. Let's try a brand new one a minute. I suspect we're not going to be far off, to be fair. Let's just check one at random. I've got 2 or 3 different makes in there. This is just an unbranded one. Yeah, see, that's much lower ESR. So maybe they are, because they're in a can, they're heated up more, maybe. I don't know, but that is a difference, isn't it? Might have been a fluke, so let's try a different make. I've got a blue one here that I don't know what make that is, but I like the colour. That's slightly higher, 1.24. And finally, I think I did see a Nichicon in there. Have I got a Nichicon? Is that a Nichicon? Yeah, that's a Nichicon. Let's try that one. So it looks like the 2 that I've put in are the lower ESR ones. Let's see what the Nichicon comes out with. 1.4. That's actually a bit higher, 36. Look. So, yeah, probably okay, but we've changed them anyway. It's better than having a problem with the sink and thinking, oh, I wonder if it was those caps that I haven't done. Oh no. and then having to go back in and do them. Right, okay, let me have a think here. I think that's got to go in that way. So this is where I'm totally lost now. I can't remember which one went where the big one was, where the small one was. Now I think the small one went over the sink area, didn't it? The sink area? I think that one went in there, yes it did. Let's put my thing on again. This is making my head too hot, this thing. Headache. Plenty of solder still on it from before, so don't need to add any more solder. That's that one back on. Whew. 33 years. So yeah, not a bad cap, was it really? Have we got any? We got one there, locator one, so that goes in there. This is the hardest one to get back on. So we've got a locator pin there. Have we got two locator pins on this one? No, we haven't, just one. I wish they'd put two on it, but I suppose it would be more difficult to manufacture if they had to have two. Let's get that light down a bit closer. This is a pain in the backside to put that on. Oh no, there is another locator one on that one. Okay, I'll take it all back. I'll take it all back. So that's not going to go down because of this here. A bit of heat on that. Will that go down? Put a bit of flux on that. Now we'll have to put some more solder on these. Does that go right down to there, does it? It does. I think what I'll do is I'll tack these two that are the locating ones first. So if they're in, that should mean that the rest of them will line up, shouldn't it? That one there. Thank you. Hopefully we don't have to do any alignments on this and me have to take the board off again. I hate these shields. I hate these shields. It's flying around on my legs again. Another one here. I'll tell you what, there's so many connections to this shield. There must be 8 connections to it. Nasty thing. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there's 8 different connections on this shield. That one's done, that one's done, that one's done, that one's done, that one's done. Just this one. Oh, and no, there's 9, there's another one there. 9 different connections. How crazy is that, look? It's for one heat shield. Wow. It was a heroic effort, but I think we're out of time. I think we've recapped it. It's done. Everything's done on it. I don't think there's anything else left to do. Any other mods that we've got to do? Not really on this bit, I don't think. We've done the LED. We've done the filter. We've done the bipolar caps, although there's controversy on whether we do this one or not. As it, I don't know. So I've got loads and loads and loads of caps to test there. I will pop a post out, I think. I will go through and test them. If I find any dodgy ones, I'll put a little post out showing you which ones they were. But that's a lot of caps. There's got to be 40 plus caps on that thing. Mental. I know it's just recapping, but you know, we've looked at other stuff as well, haven't we? We've had a look through the medium wave circles info. I must get my head in that and have a look just to see if there's any other things that I fancy doing. I won't do it to this one because this is Rob's, but you know, I'm happy to experiment with my own tooth. Well, this is mine. This is mine at the moment. This is still mine, but it's going out to Rob when I finish it. There is, how are we doing for time? Yeah, it's 5:30. Yeah, so I will need to make, hang on, someone walked over my grave then. I will need to call it a day for now, but I'm really pleased to have got that far because these take an absolute age to recap. As I say, they're not very nice to recap, but provided you've got the tools and you've got the caps, and I need to make sure I order some 10 microfarad at 16 volts. I'm going to sneeze. I just caught that in time, look. So I'm going down to watch the darts now with Mrs. Cruncher, have a couple beers, and I will catch you all next week. Oh, someone walked over my grave again. I'll stick the link to that drill. Where's the goat? Yeah, so he's showing you his ass, look. I'll stick the link to those in the description if anyone's interested. Cheers, Derek, Tom and Susie, Bob, Aaron to play Oblivion. Nice. Yeah, good to see you, mate. Yeah, doing well for Chris. Thanks, Mike, Bob, Robert. Yeah, Dave Rhodes, Timothy, Mike, Cass, RV. Right, I'll catch you all next week, if not before. Take it easy and stay safe. All the rest of it. Back into work tomorrow, up at 6 o'clock. So early to bed for me tonight. But on the mend. Luckily, my back's getting a little bit better. Been physio again this week. Physio in 2 weeks' time, and I think one more session, and hopefully I'll be good to go after that. You never know. So cheers, everyone. Have a good one, and see you soon. Bye for now.